All right, let's go. Week 5 in the books. Let's get started. Packers defeating the Minnesota Vikings 42-10. The last 3 Thursday night games have had the 3 largest margins in the history of Thursday night football. Eddie Lacy finally getting going, albeit against the Vikings, but who cares? Rodgers had an efficient night. Jordy Nelson did his thing. Randall Cobb did his thing. End of story. Vikings played like shit. But what's to expect when it's a Thursday night game? One team, if you're a more talented team than the other on a Thursday night, you're most likely gonna win by a huge margin. I guess that's how it's going. But okay, moving on to the Sunday games. Saints beating the Buccaneers 37-31 in overtime. Yeah, this was a nice back and forth shootout type of game. Saints were, I believe the Saints were up 13-0 at one point, and then the Buccaneers came roaring back, and then the Saints came roaring back again to put the game in overtime. Drew Brees, not a great day throwing the football for him. Glennon, another decent game for him. Whatever there. The Saints defense, they still have issues, and they're going to have more issues at safety play now. It's going to be a big concern in the long run. Oh yeah, and Jimmy Graham got knocked out of the game, but you know what? The Saints are on a bye week anyway, so by the time the bye week's over, Jimmy Graham will be ready to go, and he'll be ready to catch garbage touchdowns again. So don't worry about that. Oh yeah, Saints improved to 2-3. Buccaneers fall to 1-4. Moving on, Eagles defeating the Rams 34-28, and the game should not have been that close. Another weird game for the Philadelphia Eagles. Should that surprise anybody? Because that's all the Eagles have been doing, playing weird games. Eagles were up 34-7, and then Austin Davis and the Rams kept fighting back. Nearly won the fucking game. I like Austin Davis. I like Brian Quick, the Rams wide receiver. He'll obviously be the number 1 wide receiver when it's all said and done. But whatever. But the bottom line is this. Rams fall to 1-3. Eagles improve to 4-1. Moving on. Browns beating the Tennessee Titans 29-28. Well, this is the classic meltdown. Now, go up by 25 points and then blow the lead entirely. That's exactly what the Tennessee Titans did. Oh yeah, Jake Locker injured again, so guess who came back? Charlie Bratwurst. Yes, he threw a couple. He played a lot better against the Browns than he did against the Colts, obviously. But the Browns just didn't quit. The Titans just didn't play 60 minutes, and it's only going to get worse. This is how bad a football team is. It's one thing to get, when you're losing, when you're getting blown out, and you're blowing 3+ touchdown leads. That is usually a sign that you're going to go 3-13 or something like that. That's exactly where the Titans are headed when they continue to play like that. But that being said, give the Browns credit. Yeah, Ben Tate, the guy whose name I was trying to fucking spit out during my picks or whatever. But yeah, Ben Tate had a pretty big day. Brian Hoyer. Wow, what a day for him. If I wasn't a fan of his, I'm a fan of his now. Holy shit. Yeah, Browns are 2-2. Titans fall to 1-4. Moving on. Quickly. Steelers beating the Jacksonville Jaguars 17-9. Not much happening in this game other than a defensive touchdown thrown by Blake Bortles, which was ran all the way back for a touchdown to basically seal the deal for the Steelers. Not much happening. The fact that the Steelers didn't even blow the Jaguars out just raises more questions for the Steelers. Even though they won the game, and yes, even though they are 3-2, and of course Jacksonville, they're 0-5, they're due for a win. I'll tell you that right now, though. Giants defeating the Atlanta Falcons 30-20 in another type. This was a nice back and forth type of game as well. Falcons were up 20-10 at one point, and then the Giants took over, scored 20 unanswered points, and basically won the game. Eli looks good in that new offense. And of course, the road woes continue for the Atlanta Falcons. Thank goodness for them that they're at home this coming week. But the Giants improved to 3-2. Falcons fall to 2-3, losing 2 straight games. And meanwhile, the Giants have won their last 3. Fuck you, Chicago. Panthers defeating the Chicago Bears 31-24. The Chicago Bears were one of those teams that blew a huge lead. Of course, this was a sloppy fucking game in general. 7 turnovers between the two teams. Chicago's defense getting the job done. But of course, the Panthers' defense getting the job done too. And when the Bears were, and then when it tied at 24, guess what Matt Forte does? He fumbles the ball, and guess what happens next? The Panthers score a touchdown to basically seal the deal. And then, of course, the Bears had a chance to tie the game again. And then Jay Cutler gets sacked because the Bears' offensive line, which obviously is still missing some key players, but they didn't do a good job of protecting. So yeah, the Bears' offensive line still has some issues. They better clean that shit up real quick against Atlanta. Get the fuck out. Bears fall to 2-3, losing 2 straight games. And the Panthers miraculously are 3-2 and still in first place in the NFC South. My fucking God. Yeah, that was a game that pissed me off, but whatever. Cowboys defeating the Houston Texans 20-17. Cowboys nearly blew it. They nearly blew it, right? They were up 17-7, and then the Texans score 10 unanswered points to tie the game before a key Des Bryant catch from Tony Romo set up the game-winning field goal, basically. DeMarco Murray had another outstanding day. Tony Romo, holy shit. That was impressive what Tony Romo was able to do, being able to escape J.J. Watt, of all people, holy shit, and then throw the ball into the end zone for a touchdown. That was awesome. I gotta admit that. That was pretty good. But yeah, the Cowboys are now 4-1 as the Texans fall to 3-2. Most likely 3-3 when the Thursday night game is going to end against the Colts. But in any event, I don't want to jump ahead and count all eggs, but whatever. Moving on. Oh, God, fuck. Bills defeating the Detroit Lions 17-14. Yeah, and you know who's to blame for this game? Alex Henry, or Henry, whatever that guy's last name is. Yeah, he missed 3 field goals. You know, he could have made 1 field goal, But yeah, Alex Henry is to blame for this loss. Because it's his fault that the Lions could not find a way to get in the fucking end zone. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, let's blame the Lions. Let's blame the kicker because the Lions could not get into the end zone. Seriously? I understand. Again, I understand. If he had made just one kick, okay, maybe. But, oh yeah, of course. But let's blame the kicker for blowing the 14-point lead. Are you fucking kidding me there as well? Yeah, the Lions, 14 points. The Lions only found the end zone on offense one time. I'm sorry, I thought Matthew Stafford was supposed to be a great quarterback. You know, I thought this Lions team was supposed to be talented. I don't want to hear shit about, oh, Calvin Johnson got injured. Guess what, people? Injuries are part of the game, especially even if it is a superstar wide receiver. So I don't want to hear that shit. You know, Buffalo was a better team. Oh, but their kicker was able to kick a 58-yard field goal. You know what? You shouldn't have been in that situation in the first place. You should have put the game away. The Lions, that is. And they fucking didn't. So, too fucking bad. The Buffalo Bills have beaten the Lions and the Bears, which is more than I could say about the New York Jets. And the Jets were facing those two teams at home. The Buffalo Bills and the have beaten those two teams on the road, by the way. So, get the fuck out of here. Congrats to Kyle Orton. He didn't play that well. But, of course, the only reason why Buffalo didn't play that well, I guess, is because of this. Oh, God. And then that stupid idiot who had a fucking green laser pointer. Yeah, that guy's fucking tossed. Yeah, they're gonna take that shit really seriously, especially in today's society. Get the fuck out of here. Bottom line, Lions 3-2, Buffalo 3-2, and they ain't going away. I can't believe I'm saying this, but they're not going away. Okay, Colts defeating the Ravens 20-13. My bad, Indianapolis, and do not expect me to pick against the Colts often this year. Expect me to take the Colts in my picks an awful lot this year. I mean, it was a situation. I thought the Ravens would be able to get the job done. Obviously, I was wrong. Sloppy fucking game though by both teams. But the Colts pretty much put the game away with an Andrew Luck touchdown run. Dwayne Allen is still a damn good tight end. He's emerging as one of the top tight ends in the NFL. I mean, holy shit. So yeah, the Colts were able to get the job done and against the Ravens defense. And the Colts defense was able to get the job done too. So my bad on the Colts. They've passed the test as far as not giving up a shitload of points. Just simple as that. Colts improved to 3-2. Hopefully they go to 4-2. And the Ravens fall to 3-2. Okay, Broncos defeating the Arizona Cardinals 41-20. But it was not a 41-20 type of game. The Cards were actually in that game. They made it close. They made it 24-20. Problem was you had Drew Stanton who was out. Once Drew Stanton was out, that was it for them. And then Calais Campbell, the fucking cheap shot on Calais Campbell by Julius Thomas. I hate to say it, but give me a break. But man, of course, and Monte Ball, the Broncos starting running back, he will be missing some time with a groin injury. But enough about that for a moment. But yeah, after the Cardinals made it close, 24-20 after a fluke Logan Thomas pass, because the Broncos defenders, three of them had a chance to tackle him and couldn't get the job done. especially Raheem Moore and Aqib Talib. Especially Raheem Moore, but Raheem Moore gets a break because he wasn't facing the Ravens this time. Get the fuck out of here. But after that touchdown, Peyton Manning finally woke up and realized, wait a minute, this is the Cardinals here. They're not that fucking good. Come on, yeah, let's get the fucking job done. Which they did, and Demaryius Thomas, huge game. Huge game for him. And well over 200 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Julius Thomas, a big day in his own right. Broncos improved to 3-1. Cardinals fall to 3-1. Again, this was my dumbest pick of the week. Chargers killing the Jets 31-0. Yeah, pretty much what I expected. Geno Smith sucks. As much as I want to rip Michael Vick, kind of hard for Michael Vick to get going when you're down 21-0 at that point. But that being said, Michael Vick still sucks. And and the Jets defense, a team that was supposed to be known for a stop in the run, got run over by fucking Brandon Oliver. Holy shit. Looks like the Chargers have found their new 1-2 punch. Ryan Matthews is going to come back. They found their second running back now. Simple as that. Chargers improved to 4-1. Jets are 1-4. Lost their last 4 games. 49ers beating the Chiefs 22-17. Alex Smith had a chance to prove why the Niners made a big mistake by letting him go in favor of Colin Kaepernick. And bottom line is this: he failed. Granted, the Chiefs could have had more time. He could have had more time on the clock had the Chiefs on a very key play. The Niners were about ready to hit a 50-plus yard field goal, and then the Chiefs had 12 men on the field on a 4th and 2, and the Niners had new life. All that did was kill like 2 minutes off the clock for the Niners. They kicked the field goal eventually, but the Niners did their part in terms of killing the clock. Alex Smith had his chance to prove that he was a better quarterback than Kaepernick, and he failed with that interception. And that interception was his fault. Get out of here. Niners improved to 3-2, and the Chiefs' 2-game win streak is now over. My bad, San Fran. All right, moving on. Patriots killing the Bengals 43-17. Brady has joined the 50,000-yard club, very exclusive club. Oh, and I forgot to mention Peyton Manning joining the 500 club, a more exclusive club because he's only the second quarterback to throw for 500 touchdowns in a career. But back to the Patriots. The Patriots' running game got going. Bengals, they didn't play that bad. They tried to make it interesting, but it was just the Patriots night. I'm sorry. The sky was falling on the New England Patriots, right? Is that what everybody was saying? Oh, oops. What? Everything's just fine? Whatever. And to anybody that thought the Bengals were had a legit shot at winning the game, shame. Too fucking bad. That's your fault. I don't know why anyone thought the Bengals. I know I flipped the coin for that game, but it landed tails, and I still took the Pats. So whatever there. I mean, get out of here. Patriots improved to 3-2 and face Buffalo for first place Next week, by the way, Bengals suffer their first loss of the season, which means that there are no more undefeated teams. No team is going to start 4-0. For the first time since, that has happened for the first time since 2010, if I'm not mistaken, when the Chiefs were the last team to be undefeated. And yet this year we still have two winless football teams, the Jaguars and the Raiders. Whatever. Alright. Seahawks defeating the Redskins 27-17. Russell Wilson had a big night running the football, and I may have jumped the gun on fucking what's that guy's name? I may have jumped the gun on Kirk Cousins. Because let's be realistic here. Did I think the Giants were gonna beat the Redskins like that? No, I thought the Giants' defense was overrated. Obviously, I stood corrected. But perhaps, and of course, yeah, Kirk Cousins played like shit that night. But perhaps if the head coach if the coaches didn't run the ball, didn't throw the ball on a 3rd and 3, who knows what would have happened. But it is what it is. But back to this game, Kirk Cousins obviously played a lot better Monday than they did against the Seahawks than they did 11 days prior against the Giants. So yeah, I may have jumped the gun a little bit, but I still say this: Robert Griffin's job is safe. Sadly, because of the situation. Because at some point, you gotta win, and the team ain't winning. I'm sorry, they're 1-4, and the Seahawks, they improved to 3-1. And a couple of, again, the Seahawks passing game wasn't really doing much. But at the same time, maybe if it wasn't thanks to a couple of ticky-tack penalties, Percy Harvin would have at least had a touchdown catch recorded, or whatever. Like, what the fuck was that? But who cares? Bottom line is this: Seahawks are 3-1, Redskins 1-4. As I just mentioned, went 10-5 on my picks this week. Try to do better the next week. Till next time, later, fuckers.